Hey, I just had to come on here and share what I just found out. Well, I just noticed. Um, so we all know there's several repeating phrases throughout Genesis 1. One of them is, and God saw that it was good. I thought that was on every day of creation. It's not. Day 2 does not say, and God saw that it was good. Day 3, however, twice. God saw that it was good. Twice. That's why we think it's there every day, but it's not. So I'm going to read verse 6 through verse 8. And that's the second day of creation. And God said, let there be an expanse in the midst of the waters, and let it separate the waters from the waters. And God made the expanse and separated the waters that were under the expanse from the waters that were above the expanse. And it was so. And God called the expanse heaven. And there was evening and there was morning the second day. Does not say God saw that it was good. Third day, verse 9 through 13. And God said, let the waters under the heavens be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so. God called the dry land earth, and the waters that were gathered together he called seas. And God saw that it was good. Once. And God said, let the earth sprout vegetation, plants yielding seed, and fruit trees bearing fruit, in which is their seed, each according to its kind, on the earth. And it was so. The earth brought forth, remember that. The earth brought forth vegetation, plants yielding seed according to their own kinds, and trees bearing fruit, in which is their seed, each according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. Second time. And there was evening, and there was morning the third day. Wow. Let me just say, speechless. I've read Genesis quite a bit. Every New Year's, well, except for this New Year's where I just kept reading what I was already studying and I didn't start over again in Genesis. But for the most part, most of the time, I read Genesis every New Year. Never noticed this. My thoughts? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that it wasn't good. I'm not trying to imply something that's not there. But if you look at it and think about it, this is my conclusion. Day 3. The earth obeys God. Now, I also have another note from like last week where I put the earth obeys God. Days 1 and 2, God did the action. God separated light and darkness. God made the expanse. But verse 12 says the earth brought forth. Remember that. God gave the command and the earth obeyed. So my human thinking is this is the only day where part of creation obeyed God. Not only was the creation good, the obedience was good. So that's my human conclusion for why day 3 has God called it good twice. Now, my human commentary on why I think that it could be missing from day 2, because I mean the repetition in Genesis 1, like I'm not saying that it's not good, but I'm just saying that it makes you wonder why it's not there, because Genesis 1 has repetition throughout, like God said, and it was so. Evening and morning, first day, second day, like there is repetition on every single day of the week that God created the heavens and the earth. God saw that the light was good. God saw that it was good. God saw that it was good. God saw that it was good. Like it's repeated several times. My thinking is uncontained water destroys. God has to master the chaos before life can flourish. I've been reading some commentaries, and the ancient civilizations back in the Israelites' time, they considered water, especially deep, dark water that's at the beginning of creation, they considered it chaos. And we all know that water can destroy. I mean, God sent the flood to destroy life. God used the Red Sea to kill the Pharaoh's army. I mean, we've seen the destruction that water can bring. So I have uncontained water destroys. God has to master the chaos before life can flourish. Only when God restrains the water with land and life is it good. It's amazing. Amazing. I'm just blown away tonight. So even though I already posted a video and scheduled one for tomorrow, here's a bonus because I just can't keep it to myself tonight. I'm like blown away. I never noticed. I mean, I knew the repetition was there, and I know like at the end it goes from good to very good, and you know, we say that that's when creation was complete. It's after humans were made. We can see that, but you know, I just never noticed. Day 2 doesn't say it. Day 3 has it twice. Also didn't notice that until tonight, but you know, between the obedience, I think that part makes sense for that. And you know, there's no life form being created on day 2. Technically, there's no life being created on day 1. However, day 1 is light. God said, let there be light. And we know that light is representative of Jesus, the Word, and you know, it's showing how there was light created before the sun, moon, and stars on day 4. So, you know, we can see why light would be good. And between the absence of life on day 2 and what we know about water, I just think it's amazing. Never thought about it before, but it just blows your mind when you see something new like this. Have a good night. Like and subscribe.